Hey everybody, it's Tiff again.
And Mike.
And we're here for another Full Circle Aesthetics, Health, and Wellness chat with you. And this time we're talking about healthy moving, healthy motion, movement, activity, however you want to call it. We got to get moving as a people.
Active.
As human beings, our bodies are meant to move. That's what muscles are for.
Yes.
You wouldn't have muscles if you weren't meant to move. So now let's talk about this. We know that being sedentary is very detrimental to your health, but a good majority of us sit all day long. Yeah. A lot of us have jobs that require us in front of a computer. Some of us are drivers. I mean, even though I'm a massage therapist, which is, it's active, but I mean, I move in the same repetitive patterns and I sit, I stand, I sit, I stand. And after a while, that can take a toll on certain areas because it's such a repetitious type of pattern. But after a while, I'm sitting for specific areas and I can feel it. So again, we want to make sure that we recognize that there's nothing wrong with rest and relaxation, but your body is meant to move, and that's going to be a major component in optimal living. So now let's talk about the benefits of moving every day. Number one, it builds endorphins. And endorphins are those feel-good hormones that make you feel energized, happy, and bright, crack a couple jokes during the day, and everybody's like, dang, they're having a good day, they're having a good day.
Right.
Those are endorphins. And endorphins also do some other great things. They help you to concentrate more. Also, you're able to problem solve a lot better and make better choices. And what we are talking about are healthy habits. Right. So you're going to make healthier choices in the areas that are most important. Also, it's going to increase your growth in brain cells. So now your brain cells are called neurons, and when you are more active, it increases the oxygen and the nutrients that get to your brain to nourish it, and it produces more of itself, which means you're going to be able, the more brain cells you have, the more you're able to retain information and bring it forth as well. Also, it will, in doing that and growing the more brain cells, it actually decreases the incidence of what they call cognitive decline, which means that your brain will function at a higher capacity for longer periods of time. I'm sure if you heard of Alzheimer's and dementia, these are areas where the brain starts to decline in its cognitive abilities. We start to lose our memory, start to lose recognition of certain people. Some people lose the capability of driving because you can't remember how to operate things. I used to, when I was a nurse's aide, I used to work with a woman who had what did she have? She had dementia, not Alzheimer's. She had dementia, and she hid her keys from herself repetitively. So part of my responsibility was to help her find these keys, because then she would go into this emotional sadness because she couldn't find her keys, and it was a very sad cycle of events that happened every time I spent time with her. And again, more movement will help to decrease the inclination to move along that spectrum. Now, what are other things that healthy movement? Yeah, go ahead.
Before we go into decrease, because we talked about endorphins, but also the decrease exercise or movement will decrease that stress hormone. What's that? Cortisol.
Okay.
Yeah, and it helps with that. And so I said, hey, why, one places we don't have access to reduce that is by not having movement, so we can have high cortisol levels from not being active.
Yeah.
And so having them endorphins, or we can have that stress from not being active.
Yeah. So pretty much, if you're feeling better, increase endorphins, you're not going to release as much cortisol, which is going to again cause weight gain as well, and you're less likely to operate with fight or flight.
Yeah.
Which again, that goes into the adrenals, which then releases cortisol. This is all science. Again, I had mentioned in a previous podcast that we're nothing but big chemistry sets.
We are.
So one thing can lead to another. So absolutely. was that, I didn't want to interrupt.
No, it's actually perfect. It's,
We're going to keep it going.
Keep it going.
Other things that healthy movement can improve. It can increase weight loss. Mm-hmm. It increases your metabolic rate, which means your ability to burn fat. We were just talking about that. Isn't that great? All these things work together.
Right.
Hey. So, hey, what else? Increase energy and increase endurance, which means you can move a lot longer for a longer period of time. You're also going to be able to be more energized during your day. So, yeah, go ahead.
One simple thing about that, what you said, be able to even move, is one of the simple things we take for granted that we don't necessarily, our body does, but you be able to breathe. Mm-hmm. I think that's just something I don't think we just want to emphasize that. They breathe better.
Mm-hmm. It does increase your lung capacity. Mm-hmm. Now, that's going to be, with motion, you're going to breathe more, but then we'll probably have to increase the intensity to really improve the lung capacity.
Right.
Yeah, and then there's varying degrees of healthy motion, which we're definitely going to go into. Mm-hmm. So there's going to be certain things that then begin to enhance you. But you got to crawl before you walk. So we're going to start these healthy habits first. And the benefits, these benefits will then start to impact and boost you in so many. You're gonna just be like superhuman. It's gonna be like the bionic man or woman. Let's not leave out my women out there. So again, healthy motion, sleep. You're gonna sleep better. Because let's face it, if you're working hard, you're gonna sleep hard.
I know. I clearly after working out that day, later on that night, I sleep like a baby. So that definitely works out better.
Yeah, I get up. I sleep good, then I'll get up, and I usually will have like some prayer meditation time, and then usually I still have a little bit of time to go and lay back down. But I do have this. I think I'm just at that age where sometimes I'll wake up. Sometimes I'll sleep through the night. Sometimes I'll wake up. But it could be something's on my mind.
When we cover sleep, healthy sleep, we'll go in depth in that.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Because a lot of reasons why we don't sleep well.
Very true.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm dehydrated. We already know that I can be dehydrated, but I got my water over there. I'm drinking it. Pause for the cause. Gotta lead by example. We gotta walk the walk and talk the talk. So let's keep going. Healthy movement is going to increase muscle and bone density. Mm-hmm. That means the thickness, the meatiness of your muscles. You're going to be really strong and solid, and the more dense your muscles are, the more you're going to stay nice and warm. Your body temperature is going to be regulated, which is also connected to your metabolism. Right. Your bone density. The more you do resistance training and weight-bearing activity, it's going to build up your bone cells to make them more sturdy, because we know as we get older, the bones can start to become brittle. We call that osteoporosis or osteopenia. There's different spectrums to that as well. And again, we're trying not to lay it on thick, but hey, let's just keep those bones strong, and let's think about that. Let's keep the mentality that our bones are strong, healthy, and we're building that muscle density as well. Now,
what the bones is like, I guess, just to look at it, it's like it's your frame. Yeah, right? It's your frame, and the thing about it is, if it's not, you don't have a strong frame, it's a lot of stress on it, and what it leads to when we get older, we have replacement needs, hip, knees, because of so much stress on our body. By having reduced weight and movement, we can have a stronger density to have a stronger frame for longevity's sake.
Yeah. And I mean, there's this thing called gravity.
Yeah.
And it's heavy. We're just used to walking under it. So if you don't keep that bone density strong by resisting against gravity, eventually you're going to succumb to gravity. Yeah. And that is pretty much a great way of picturing that, and hopefully that was helpful. So on average, the best activity, you want to do at least 30 minutes. Now, if you have, if you're eating a low-calorie diet, or if you're new, you want to keep that to some low-impact activity like walking, swimming, water aerobics, things along those lines.
So 30 minutes a day.
Yes, 30 minutes daily, every day. And also, we were talking earlier about the difference between healthy motion and exercise. So healthy motion is going to be those lighter, lower impact. You can stretch. You can do more of your lighter versions of yoga. And again, we mentioned water aerobics, walking. And as you go, to be honest, those things you'll probably pick up, get more pep in your steps. So that light, relaxing walk might go to a speed walk. That water aerobics may go to that, and then a little bit of, weight bearing activity outside of the pool. It can graduate into more involved exercise, but we really want to focus on just getting moving. We're not here to make you bodybuilders just yet. It's like, no, you don't ever have to become a bodybuilder. That's actually that's like a sport.
Yeah.
But all in all, we want you to start getting active because it's necessary. If you don't move it, you'll lose it. And that means your body. So, yeah.
And so the point of, I would say, and even say with your profession, to say, you want to kind of do something opposite that you're doing. So if you find yourself sitting on your job, find some exercise or movement that involve you being on your feet, right? And try to alternate what you do. If you have a really physical job, you don't really may not need resistance training, but you may need a lot more stretching. So there's always find the alternate to it, but it doesn't mean that you get away from not having movement.
Yeah, absolutely. Because doing it that way, it will create more balance.
Yeah.
So if you're seated a lot, you want to move a little bit more. If you're doing work where, like you said, a lot of heavy lifting, and that can be strenuous, you want to take it to more of a nice stretching, relaxing, lengthening type of thing. Because usually lifting and carrying things, you have to kind of hold, do a lot more stabilization type of active movement. So you're going to balance yourself out by doing, like you said, the opposite. But again, it's still healthy movement.
Yes.
So that's just to kind of give you a delineation between healthy motion and exercise. Now, we all know what exercise is. As soon as I say exercise, you know exactly what I mean. Yeah. But we want to remove any barriers because a lot of times, as we discussed, that's the excuse is, I can't exercise. My doctor said this, or I can't exercise. I got a bad knee. You can do something. If you want to know what it is, give me a call. I'll help you.
Even like you say, also every time you have a body injury, what do? Physical therapy.
Yes.
Right? Literally, they get you moving. And it's like, hey, the first thing is it's a good idea. So with proper supervision, whatever you are, you can have it. If you need to have it, just, consult your doctor.
Yes.
On what you need, I'm pretty sure they'll say,
yeah,
get some healthy motion.
Well, and that leads me into the next benefit of healthy motion is decrease in pain.
Yeah.
If you're more active, you're less likely to experience pain because you're moving the joints. You're less likely to fall and trip and get injured. You're less likely to feel stiff because those joints and those tendons and the muscles, they're getting that full healthy range of motion, which keeps blood circulating to them, gets all the healthy fluids there, and it keeps them elongated and prepared for whatever you may decide to do with them that day. And lastly, it just makes you feel better.
Absolutely.
It puts you in a better mood. Again, with the endorphins, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna look better. You're gonna sleep better. That makes for a happy individual.
Be better.
Period. As my husband would say, period to end. But anyway, look, this is all about just taking it slow. Again, like Mike said, before you do any new type of activity, even with eating, changing, when you change anything when it comes to your health, talk to your doctor first and just mention it. I can guarantee you they'll be all for it. And they may give you some different tips and feedback in order to help you enhance moving in that direction. Yeah. Also, start slow and take your time. Because if you move too quickly, you're more likely to injure yourself and then fall off of your pattern and then get down in the doldrums. And then you'll have to watch this video over and over and over again before you get motivated again. So, once again, is there anything else you wanted to?
I think we covered it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Move along the surface there, right? So, till next time, we hope you found this actually really informative. Any feedback, any content that you would like us to discuss, we will do it to the best of our capabilities. And until next time, I said that twice. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. See you next time.
Bye now.